Republicans steal elections. It's what they do. It's what they've been doing for a couple decades here in the United States. It's one of the main ways they maintain power here in the United States, because as Donald Trump admitted during a press briefing just a couple months ago, if more people were allowed to vote, Republicans would never win an election in the United States ever again. So Republicans cheat to win. But right now, what's happening is a little more overt than we're used to, right? I mean, typically Republicans try to operate behind the scenes with the, rigging of elections, with the voter purges, with the lawsuits, saying we have to have these poll watchers, we have to have voting IDs and those kinds of things. Trump's being a little more overt with it right now. On Friday evening, Donald Trump and his new Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, carried out a Friday night massacre in which they fired or moved 23 executives from the United States Post Office in order to centralize the power of the U.S. Post Office under DeJoy, who is Donald Trump's Postmaster General. He has also given millions of dollars over the years to Republican candidates, and he has at least $75 million invested into competitors of the U.S. Post Office. So, of course, we put him in charge of the post office, the very thing that is challenging his own personal finances. And now he's centralizing the power, because this is Donald Trump's attempt to steal the 2020 presidential election. He understands that his claims of voter fraud with vote by mail have fallen flat. Republicans have been telling him for 2 weeks he has to stop saying that because it's actually scaring Republicans away from voting. So he decided to let go of that and instead do the other thing. Say, okay, well, if everybody's going to vote by mail, I'll just destroy the mail. I'll ruin the post office for everybody. And that is exactly what he's done. That is why Mr. DeJoy is now in charge of it, because that is what this guy does. And in the short time that Mr. DeJoy has been at his position, we have seen the mail slow down. And he's done this in a couple ways. One is by eliminating overtime for postal employees, meaning once you hit that 40 hours, you were done, you were off the clock, you get sent home, you cannot stay to help catch up and keep things moving. So you're down a couple people a shift sometimes. That makes things fall behind. He also has instructed postal employees that if their bags are not ready to take out because they don't have all the mail sorted, go out anyway. Leave the mail behind. Leave it for tomorrow. Well, here's the thing about the mail, folks. It doesn't take a day off, even though it actually takes a day off. It still doesn't take a day off from coming. It keeps coming, always coming. In fact, that's one of the things that drives postal workers the most insane. They say that no matter what, it's always there. There's more of it every single day, every day, every day, every day. So when you have to leave some behind, it's not just, okay, we just have to deal with this little bit tomorrow. No, you have to deal with the little bit tomorrow as well as everything else that came in behind it. That makes it much less likely you're going to get it all out, and then you have another leftover. That's how you slow the mail down. And they're doing it only because they want to show you that the post office sucks. The post office, by the way, the U.S. Postal Service has been one of the most successful government programs in the history of government programs. No, it doesn't turn a profit, but it has been able to sustain itself for many years until George W. Bush came along in the year 2005, signed the law that says they have to fund their pensions essentially 30 years out instead of funding them as they go. That put the post office in a hole. They've done a pretty good job of getting out of it, and then Trump comes along, puts them back down in the hole. And hopefully this organization is resilient enough to come out of it. I actually have a lot of family members who are postal workers. And this is sad and pathetic what he's done. These people take pride in their work. They're good at what they do. And they understand the importance of what they do. And they also understand that this industry is under attack. And it's under attack because Donald Trump, in broad daylight, is trying to steal the 2020 presidential election. One of our video sponsors today is Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN service, and right now they're offering an exclusive deal for our Ring of Fire viewers. You can get 85% off a 2-year plan plus 3 months free. Just go to surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire to get that exclusive offer. And if you are surfing the web right now without a VPN, what are you waiting for? We all know that right now cybersecurity is huge. It is one of the most important things, one of the most important steps you can take to protect yourself while out there on the web. Protect yourself from trackers, from websites keeping your data, selling it to others, or if you're just trying to keep your private information secure, a VPN like that offered by Surfshark is the absolute best way to go. Surfshark offers 24/7 support. They offer a whitelist so that if there's websites you don't want to use a VPN for, it's very easy to set that up. And again, go to surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire or follow the link in the description of this video to get 85% off a 2-year subscription to Surfshark and 3 months free.